now we've discussed the rapport, we've built that rapport, the person likes us, and now we need to start to ask some questions about the business. So at this point, there's a certain level of trust, so we can start to ask those questions. Before, if we just came straight in and started to ask those questions without building the rapport, we probably wouldn't get very good answers. So here's a couple of things you can use to start that conversation. And the conversation will need to flow. You'll need to use your own ideas, but here's a few things that you can use to get started. So one is, how would you rate your website out of 10? And then if somebody says, oh, I'd rate my website a 6, well then you could say to them, well, what would it mean in terms of revenue and sales growth if we could move that from a 6 to a 10? And that's a really good conversation starter because it gets them to think about their website as a revenue generating machine. Another thing you can do is ask them, talk to them about how busy they are, right? So normally if you say to people, how busy are you right now? And with the level of business that you have right now, is that going to enable you to meet your goals for this year? Generally, people are going to say no to that. And when they say no to that, you can start to look in that gap and see, okay, well, how could the website help to fill that gap? Sometimes though, they might say, actually, you know what? We don't have time to take on any more customers. And that's a really interesting thing to hear as well, because there's always another bit to that one. So if somebody says, we're totally packed, we just cannot take any more customers. Normally what happens in that case is people have not actually thought about the different types of customers that they have, the more profitable customers versus the less profitable customers, and also the customers that take up all the time for very little profit, and the customers that take up no time for a lot of profit. That's a really interesting conversation to have with people. So when somebody says that to me, I ask them, well, are all your customers the same, or do you have some customers that are more profitable than others? They'll always say, oh God, no, we've got a small proportion of customers that are really profitable, and then we have a load of other people that really are a pain in the ass, right? And so we can then talk to them about, well, what if we were able to get more of the really profitable customers for you, and that you had to deal with less of the other guys? Would that make a difference to your business?